Hi guys, Glenn here from Game Reviews and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to speak a little bit more on Helldivers 2. We've had a huge range of leaks come out about Helldivers 2 in the form of the Illuminate, the new faction that's coming to the game. Also the new armor sets, new guns, new secondary guns, vehicles, armored vehicles. The list really does go on. There's been a huge talk about this game now. Currently the mechs are now currently introduced. There's been ups and downs with the mechs in terms of their durability, their strength, how long they could last, and actually how and when to use them. We're going to break it all down in this video, but before we do that, don't forget to hit a like, hit a subscribe. We'd love for you to stick around with the channel, support the channel, help the channel grow, help this video grow. And it's been great to see everybody really interact with these videos of late, and I really want to keep it up. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Here we go. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I'm running with a mech, but basically the one thing I wanted to go through and start off is actually with the mechs and how they're supposed to be used. I do see a lot in the community, they're complaining about the strength of the mechs, how durable the mechs are, especially against charges and stuff like that as well, and it's been a huge kind of, you know, where do I use them, how do I use them type of thing. Yes, they do a lot of damage, yes, you've got a lot of bullets, but realistically these mechs are only supposed to be used for if you've got really big bug holes or if you're actually looking to extract as well. Now you can use them in a more strategy based form, especially if you're going in with 2 to 3 to 4 members of a squad that you're communicating with, and maybe if you go in with 4 of them, because they are able to be produced now as a natural stratagem. You don't actually have to bring it in as one of your stratagems, so you do have that as a measure that they've given out to the community now currently. So if you want to, what you could do is have 2 at the end of your mission, especially on your extraction. They're great for taking down boil titans from a distance as well, and chargers, and then maybe 1 or 2 using for those big huge bug holes. You can use the rockets to take out the initial holds as well and really help reduce those charger rates as well, because it can be very difficult. You're going to get a lot of jumpers that are coming at you as well, but you know, a lot of people see a mech, they think they're invincible, but to be honest, if a charger does run at you, it's going to blow you up immediately. It doesn't take a lot of damage, but I have one tip to give you. If you can get the shield generator overlay on yourself as a backpack, if you can jump into your mech using that, you'll see a shield come around your mech, which allows your mech to take 1 or 2 more hits of damage before it actually blows up as well. So it can be used in that sense as well, but essentially it's not great for actually traversing across long distance of the map as well. So remember to use it strategically, usually at the end, at the extract, or if you are facing a major bug hole, or if you've got those the kind of eggs level that you're looking for. Great on an extraction level as well if you just got to kill like 425 bugs as well, but it can be overwhelming because you've got a small nice narrow space for enemies to really take you over. And as well, they're not the best to use in open spaces against the automatons, because they're going to be shooting rockets, they're going to be throwing grenades, they're going to be shooting you at long distances. It doesn't take a lot of damage for you to blow up in them, so you got to really be careful on when you're using them and how you're going to be using them as well. So yeah, that's my tip for the first part of the mechs. But now what we're going to do is we're going to break down some of the leaks that have been coming to the game as well. Really excited to see some of the new guns and weapons to come into the game, and also the new armor set as well. And I've got one in particular that I cannot wait to use, and especially a sidearm as well. So let's get straight into it. Here we go. Okay guys, that's enough looking at me. Let's dive into some of the leaked content, and I'm going to go into one of my favourite guns that I'm looking forward to playing with, and I cannot wait, and it is the GP31 grenade pistol. This looks absolutely amazing. The damage is at 250. I've seen actually gameplay of this run out, so it seems like you can actually have 8 rounds within this, so it's going to be so good to be able to take out you know, bug hives from a distance. So that means you don't actually have to bring in the grenade launcher as your support stratagem. You can actually bring in, you know, whether it be, you know, the rail gun, whether it be the laser cannon, whether it be a heavy machine gun. So you'll have this as a secondary weapon as well. Now it does take away obviously being able to eradicate those smaller bugs, but still it's going to give you that power, that obviously distance, to be able to really take out some of those nests at a longer distance as well. And it just, for me, this is a must. This is going straight into my loadout. There's not even a question about it. Be the first gun that I'm looking to get no matter what, and I think it's just going to help when you're really looking to pinpoint certain points on the map before you go to do the main mission. Collect all your samples, super samples, really getting rid of those stalker nests as well as quick as possible, because stalkers in this game, they spawn at a crazy rate, and those smaller versions of the stalkers, those jumpers, for some strange reason over the last couple of weeks. There seems to be hundreds of them chasing you down, more so than the normal type of standard bug enemies. And them on top of the chargers, when they're jumping at you, a charger is running at you, it's good night and God bless. There's no point. So, let's move on to the next one. This is the crossbow. So, as we're just talking about chargers, the CB9 exploding crossbow. Now, it does say that you got to take gravity into account on this. I really, really do hope that this crossbow can do some damage, essentially, to the charger armor. Whether or not it actually does a lot of damage to the charger itself, but maybe it allows, if you're really working strategically, for someone who brings this in to really do damage to the charger's armor, even if it just blows the armor off, so it exposes a little bit more for you and your team to be able to really take down those charges. So you're not really relying on the railgun, but it'd be nice to see that. So you do get a teammate of yours to sacrifice that. Maybe they can have that laser handgun that comes in, and maybe even call in a heavy machine gun to have that as their primary, and then using the crossbow as maybe that stratagem version. I know it's a primary weapon, but maybe reversing that out and being able to do a lot of damage to the charger's armor. It just really will take the load off and be able to kind of really push forward and feel like you can actually get the value of running that 40-minute mission, because there's nothing worse of losing all your samples at the very end just because there's crazy spawns going out. But now let's move on to the next one. This is the AR-48 Throat Whisperer. This is a silence weapon. Now, there's been a lot more guns leaked, but I pulled all of these out because I just found these really fascinating. I'm really excited to see how well this is going to be run actually on the automatons, how you're about to, sneak around the map. It's more of a silence weapon. Maybe the actual detection rate should be extremely more lower. It seems like it has the same level of damage as the Liberator, the standard Liberator we got, which is one of the best guns in the game outside of the Breaker. So it's nice to see that, and hopefully that you maybe do more of a sneaky approach to being able to take out those bases, and even on the bug holes as well, for those smaller enemies, so they're not going to call in reinforcements. You might notice that you'll see some of the smaller bugs blow some like orange smoke into the air. That means they start spawning like crazy. So being able to take out maybe patrol before they actually get the call in anybody, which allows to take that pressure off. You can traverse the terrain a little bit more, go hunting for samples and whatever side missions are there as well, because I feel the second you spawn in, things go crazy. On to the next one, Commando. When I seen this, I could not believe it. This is a 4 rocket launcher targeting system. I actually don't know the name of it. I just seen it. I took the image and I can't believe it. It's a lock-on 4-burst rocket launcher, so you got 4 rounds. It seems like it's a targeting system as well, and it just looks absolutely incredible. Even if you can get this, and it's not as heavily reloadable as the I think the exposable cannon and the other recoilless rifle as well. So to see that you've got 4 in here and be able to take a charger down with that, absolutely great. I'm sure when you do have to reload it, it is going to take a bit of time, but the fact that you've got 4 shots in the chamber, it seems like something that could really help going forward, especially if you're that big, run and gun and kill everything that comes out of holds, and you're not maybe more strategic. But now on to the armor sets. The EX16 prototype, electrical arc generator, a strong magnetic field, avoid use while near stable paperwork. So this just looks absolutely amazing. The arc thrower is something that I really wanted to use, and this is the armor suit that I'm getting 100%. I think it'd be amazing. The arc thrower is probably one of the best guns in the game, and we did see from the actual trailer we're going to get a kind of an arc thrower style shotgun. So this is going to be probably the most popular suit in the game going forward, to really do that high level of damage they can really do to the bigger enemies, the likes of the Bile Titans, the likes of those heavily armored automatons, and also my arch enemy, those chargers. To see these new combinations is great. To see that the suits are having more of an impact, not just so more than being able to ping enemies 30% or 30 more percent of the distance, bring in 2 more grenades and 2 more stims. Like it seems like it's copy and paste, and that's fine, because I don't think we all know they didn't think that the game was going to be so popular. But the armor set does need to have more use to it. Then we move on to the EX03 Prototype 3. Includes a rubber underlay for an insulation. Handy really, as it's a prototype that operate at a shocking 400,000 volts. So to see how this works well, so it seems like this new set of weapons and armor is really going to be pushed around electric guns. Now, whether or not that is going to really bolster towards the Illuminate is what's going to be amazing. So it seems like electricity is probably going to be the biggest things to face the new enemy that we're getting, because there's no way they would have pumped us full of all these electricity weapons as well as armor sets to help us out. So to see this come in, it kind of hints at the fact that the Illuminate might be weak to electricity, as well as the automatons as well. So you know, we're getting those EMP stuns, so we're probably going to see a lot more invisible enemies, because I did have a look into the Illuminate, and if you've ever played Helldivers 1 and you did your research, the Illuminate is basically like a hybrid between the automatons and the bugs. So we'll see. But then also we've got a new mech. It is yellow, and it seems like it's just, I don't know if this is a new mech that's coming to the game, but I think it's just a color palette, and it's nice to see. Now look, it's standard yellow's already in the game. Whether or not we'll have multiple versions and multiple color palettes for your mechs, who knows. I think it'd be pretty cool if everybody went in with the same color, show your team colors and stuff like that. That would be pretty cool. But this is just a new version. There's not really much information on this, but who knows, hopefully maybe it does something. It has more armor, it has more durability, because the mechs currently right now, one hit from a charger running at you, you're dead. One hit from a rocket from the automatons, you're dead. One grenade, you're basically dead. And as I said, unless you're using the shield overlay that gives you just a small little bit more protection to take maybe an extra hit, there's really no point. But it seems like we're getting somewhere. I don't think everybody's relying on the railgun as much, but like, I really want to push into kind of, you know, the Illuminate is the next topic that I want to push into. Like, they're going to be a lot more stealthier. We've seen this with the stalkers going invisible, jumping out and attacking you from behind, but from the research that I've done, it seems like the Illuminate are going to have a lot more of that kind of stealthy, invisible style look to them. So we're not going to be able to probably have a huge run and overwhelming force that's coming at us. That's yet to be seen. But let's have a quick look at the Illuminate. So here's a couple of videos, or photos should I say, of the Illuminate. This just looks like a standing version of a charger. This is probably the heavily armored enemy that we're going to get against, similar to the charger. Probably going to be hard to take down. I'm sure they're going to be really quick, really fast. This looks absolutely insane, and that we're going to be fighting against this. So as I said, you know, they are highly advanced beings, look a little bit like the bugs, but you know, probably a lot more intelligence, and probably going to come with a lot of armor as well. So it'd be nice to see how we're going to be using that. There's been a huge range of more leaks with new stratagems, and also with new I've seen a huge payload coming in of a big mortar round coming in. So like, there's loads coming in, but I only picked out a few. But the last thing I want to click on here is to be able to exchange some of your credits for samples, as this was put up on Reddit, and I think this is a great thing. I actually spoke about this because the higher levels have been so much more difficult right now, and people who can't play on those levels, maybe it'd be good to kind of maybe, you know, trade in some of the samples for a higher sample, so you're able to unlock some of the ship modules. This is something that has been considered and pushed around across the internet, but who knows. I think it's a great idea. I just wanted to throw that in. I seen it on Reddit, and I do think that would be a great currency. But on to the next one, guys. Peace.